Deep in the Carpathian Mountains, shrouded in mist and legend, lies a forest unlike any other. Ancient oaks twist towards the sky, their branches heavy with years untold. Sunlight struggles to pierce the dense canopy, casting the forest floor in perpetual twilight. Here, amongst the rustling leaves and the damp earth, stories are whispered on the wind. This is the Whisperwood, a place where the boundary between myth and reality blurs. For centuries, whispers have circulated amongst the villagers who live on the forest edge. They speak of a tree, older than time itself, nestled deep within the Whisperwood's embrace. A tree that speaks, not in the rustle of leaves or the creak of branches, but in words whispered on the wind, carrying ancient wisdom and forgotten secrets. Many dismissed it as folklore, tales spun to frighten children and keep them from venturing too deep into the forest. But some, drawn by curiosity or a thirst for the unknown, dared to venture into the Whisperwood's depths, seeking the truth behind the legend. Few returned, and those who did spoke in hushed tones of their encounter with the talking tree. Their stories, fragmented and often contradictory, only served to deepen the mystery. The Whisperwood held its secrets close, guarded by the whispering trees and the mists that clung to the forest floor. In the year 1781, a young scholar named Ambrose Valmont embarked on a journey to the Carpathians. Driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge, Valmont had spent years studying ancient texts, poring over faded manuscripts that hinted at the existence of the talking tree. He dismissed them as fanciful tales, the product of overactive imaginations. Yet, something about the legend tugged at him, a persistent whisper in the back of his mind. Equipped with his wits, a well-worn notebook, and a thirst for adventure, Valmont ventured into the Whisperwood. Days turned into weeks as he navigated the dense undergrowth and treacherous terrain. The forest seemed to resist his presence, the trees closing ranks around him, their branches like grasping claws. Just as doubt began to creep into his mind, he stumbled upon a clearing bathed in an ethereal light. In the center stood the tree from the legends. Its bark was as black as night, gnarled and twisted with age. Its branches, heavy with moss and lichen, reached out like the arms of an old man, casting long, eerie shadows across the clearing. As Valmont approached, a voice, soft yet clear, echoed through the clearing. "Welcome, Ambrose Valmont," the tree spoke, its voice a low rumble that seemed to emanate from the earth itself. "I have been expecting you." The legend of the talking tree in the Carpathian Mountains is not unique. Across the globe, similar tales echo through the folklore of different cultures. In the Amazon rainforest, the Akwar people speak of the mother tree, a towering giant said to hold the memories of the forest and communicate with shamans through vivid dreams. In India, the ancient banyan tree is revered as a symbol of wisdom and longevity. Legend has it that the banyan tree was once a wise sage who, cursed to live as a tree, retained his ability to speak and share his wisdom with those who sought him out. In Japan, the ancient art of bonsai is said to have originated from the belief that trees possess spirits. Bonsai masters believe that by carefully shaping and nurturing a tree, they can communicate with its spirit and unlock its hidden wisdom. These legends, though separated by vast distances and cultural differences, share a common thread. They speak of a deep connection between humans and nature, a belief that trees are not simply passive elements of the landscape, but sentient beings capable of thought, emotion, and communication. While the idea of trees engaging in conversation might seem like the stuff of fairy tales, recent scientific discoveries suggest that plants are capable of communication far more complex than previously imagined. Scientists have discovered that trees communicate with each other through a vast underground network of fungi known as the Wood Wide Web. Through this network, trees can exchange nutrients, warn each other of danger, and even support their offspring. Studies have shown that trees can distinguish between the roots of their own species and those of others, and even recognize their own kin. Furthermore, research has revealed that plants release volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, into the air, essentially chemical messages that other plants can detect and respond to. These VOCs can signal a variety of things, from the presence of pests or diseases to the availability of resources. Though scientists are only beginning to unravel the complexities of plant communication, these discoveries challenge our traditional understanding of the natural world. They raise intriguing questions about the nature of intelligence and sentience, blurring the lines between the plant and animal kingdoms. Section 5. Whispers on the Wind. In the centuries since Ambrose Valmont's encounter, the legend of the talking tree and the whisperwood continued to captivate the imagination. Explorers, scientists, and adventurers, drawn by the allure of the unknown, ventured into the forest's depths, seeking proof of the tree's existence. Some claimed to have heard the tree's whispers on the wind, faint murmurs that seemed to carry words of warning or fragments of ancient prophecies. Others reported strange encounters with animals behaving unusually, as if guided by an unseen force. Photographs surfaced, blurry and indistinct, showing the shadowy outline of a massive tree in the heart of the forest. Audio recordings captured the sounds of the whisperwood, the rustling of leaves interspersed with what some claimed were whispered words. Yet despite the mounting anecdotal evidence, concrete proof remained elusive. The whisperwood, true to its name, seemed to guard its secrets jealously, leaving those who dared to enter its domain with more questions than answers. Section 6. The Seekers and the Skeptics. The persistent rumors of the talking tree divided the scientific community. Skeptics dismissed the stories as folklore and hoaxes, arguing that there was no scientific evidence to support the claim that trees could speak. They attributed the whispers on the wind to pareidolia, the human tendency to perceive patterns in random stimuli. Meanwhile, a growing number of scientists, inspired by the discoveries in plant communication, began to consider the possibility that the talking tree, though seemingly fantastical, might not be entirely outside the realm of possibility. They argued that if plants could communicate with each other through complex chemical and electrical signals, it was conceivable that they might also be able to communicate with other species, perhaps even humans. This debate, fueled by a lack of concrete evidence and the inherent mystery of the whisperwood, raged on in scientific journals and conferences. The talking tree became a symbol of the unknown, a test of the limits of human understanding and our willingness to embrace the mysteries of the natural world. Section 7. The Heartwood Secret. In the spring of 2023, a team of researchers from the University of Bucharest embarked on an expedition to the Whisperwood. Led by Dr. Mircea Constantinescu, a renowned botanist and a descendant of Ambrose Valmont, the team was equipped with state-of-the-art technology to study the forest's ecosystem, their goal to unravel the mysteries of the talking tree. Using a combination of ground-penetrating radar, LiDAR scanning, and advanced acoustic sensors, the team spent months meticulously mapping the whisperwood. They analyzed soil samples, tree cores, and air quality, hoping to find any anomaly that could explain the legend. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they noticed a peculiar pattern. The trees surrounding the alleged location of the talking tree exhibited unusual growth patterns, their branches twisting and intertwining in ways that seemed to defy natural laws. The acoustic sensors picked up strange, low-frequency vibrations emanating from the ground like the heartbeat of a giant creature. Following these clues, Dr. Constantinescu and his team finally reached the heart of the whisperwood. There, shrouded in mist and silence, stood the ancient oak tree from the legends. Section 8. A Legacy of Whispers. As Dr. Constantinescu approached the tree, he felt a strange sensation wash over him. It was as if the forest itself was holding its breath, watching and waiting. He reached out a hand to touch the tree's gnarled bark, and as his fingers made contact, a jolt of energy surged through him. Images flashed before his eyes, vivid and chaotic. He saw Ambrose Valmont, his ancestor, standing in the same spot centuries ago, listening intently to the tree's whispers. He saw the tree as a sapling, witnessing the rise and fall of civilizations, the ebb and flow of history. He heard whispers, faint yet clear, speaking of balance and interconnectedness, of the delicate web of life that binds all living things. The whispers spoke of the importance of listening, not just with our ears, but with our hearts and minds. When Dr. Constantinescu finally came to, he was surrounded by his team, their faces etched with concern. He tried to explain what he had experienced, but words failed him. How could he possibly convey the overwhelming sense of age, wisdom, and profound connection he had felt in the presence of the tree? Section 9. The Forest Listens. The expedition left the Whisperwood with more questions than answers. Dr. Constantinescu's experience, though profound, provided no concrete evidence to satisfy the scientific community. The mystery of the talking tree remained. Yet something had changed. Dr. Constantinescu returned from the Whisperwood a changed man, his perspective on the world forever altered. He understood that some mysteries are not meant to be solved, but rather experienced, felt, and carried within. The talking tree, whether a product of folklore, scientific anomaly, or something in between, served as a powerful reminder of the vastness of the natural world and the limitations of human understanding. It reminded us that the forest, in its ancient wisdom, holds secrets that we may never fully comprehend. And perhaps, in the rustling of leaves and the whispers on the wind, the forest is trying to tell us something. The question is, are we listening?